Hello, and welcome to an honest walkthrough and review of Materials, Wind and Glass, a collaboration between Magnetic 96 and Steinberg. This is a really cool organic yet synthetic sample library that combines woodwind instruments such as the Fujara and Bansuri with synthesizer textures, and then you've got some atmospheric sound effects shaped by wind and glass. Quite literally, you have some bottle smash sound effects which are really cool, and you might have heard in that piece that I just showed you. Now, this will set you back €129. There is a 20% off introduction discount as well, and it's about 3.6 gigabytes and works within Halion Sonic, a free software by Steinberg. Now, that piece you just heard incorporated this library. The only thing that's not a part of Wind and Glass was the percussion, which is Tom's percussion. That's right down here. But other than that, that was the library you were hearing, and I feel it represents it very well, combining both those synthetic aspects and those woodwind staccatos and woodwind longs. Now, I did take the mastering off as well, so you heard the rawness of it. And if we just mute the percussion, so I'm just showing you what the library offers, I really like those glass effects, yet you've got that organic woodwind sound, and then that synthetic arp as well. But at the same time, it does sound quite analog. I love that section right there because it really shows you that call and response between the two. And those really cool splash effects, I absolutely love those. And with that arp there, I tried to make it so it almost sounded like really short woodwind sounds, but at the same time, you've got that bell sound effect on the top. But I really like all the different sounds that you have with the library. Now, on their own, they can sound a bit, honestly, lonely, but put them all together and, well, you can see what you can create right there. Now, moving into the user interface itself. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is these macros work slightly differently to how you might think they would. So down here at the bottom, you can have up to 4 different sounds loaded. To choose your different sound, simply, well, as you can see there, go up, click there, and then up here, you've got all your different sounds all there, or you can break it down by SFX, synth, or instruments. I personally really like these effects. You've got some beautiful bottle drops and smashes that I really utilized within the piece I just showed you. But for now, we'll leave it on burning sax. Obviously there you've got a ton of control. You've got a synth editor there, filter, effects, motion. Again, there's so much flexibility within these sounds. Obviously attack, sustain, decay, and release as well, which is super important. Then you've got your sends, which all link to your mastered effects, which are over here. So you've got reverb, delay, and transform. In terms of the different effects you can apply, you've got everything from a compressor, which you have different presets, and then you can set the strength. You've got a chorus, flanger, phaser, saturation, distortion, a frequency shifter, and a ring modulator. And again, lots of different settings as well. You've got EQ over there, and you can have up to 4 different effects on as well. And you'll find throughout as well with the filters, they do have lots of different types and different stuff for you to mess with. So there's tons of settings for you to kind of go through and look at to really fine tune the sound that you're going for. Now, moving back to these macros, I'm just going to turn these other 2 sounds off for a second, and we'll just show you using the volume knob. So all these 3 things are linked. This is the intensity, this is your range, and then it all links to the mod wheel. So we have our range on max. You can invert it as well, which is really nice. The same with all these little buttons up here, that inverts it. And right at the top, you've got your max volume. And you've got your absolute nothing because we've got the max range. Now turn the intensity to about midway. You've only got about half of that. Of course, you can set different parameters and different ranges, but you can do this with multiple sounds. So we can have just that bit there with that sound, and with this one, maybe we just want the top end of that. We'll put that on max intensity. So you've got an absolute ton of control, and you can apply this to the cutoff and all these different parameters. So everything links back to the mod wheel. This is your intensity, this is your range, and this is your overall control of the modulation. You can set it to auto as well, which is really cool. Now this is a terrible example because I've just been throwing random stuff in there to show you, but they do some really interesting stuff with different presets. So let's quickly show you a couple of those. As you can see here, these are all your different ones. I simply just press the folder button. They do break it down by category as well. So you've got everything from pianos, woodwinds, synth pads, chromatic percussion, cinematic. So really nice to kind of see what you're going to get when you click on it. We'll start with our woodwind overdrive. Which you can see how subtly the mod wheel affects the overall sound. And I feel this preset really does express what the library is going for. That borderline of, is this woodwind or is this a synth? Beautiful sound. So that's our first one. Let's go through something a little bit different. This preset is a really good example of the ARP that actually comes with it. If you go into motion, you can see there you've got an ARP. You've also got a step modulator as well as an LFO. So again, just the breadth of effects that you have on this is super cool. Again, another example of how all those work, but a nice overall sound. Let's go for voltage keys next. Another completely different and unique sound, but let's listen to another preset. Let's go towards some of that chromatic percussion with the glass sounds. I absolutely love these. Now that was not the one I thought it was, but nevertheless a cool sound. Where are those hits? Now, not quite how I had it in the piece. I actually went in and fine-tuned them because you can actually get really organic sound out of them. I very quickly show you that. Let's go on to bottle drop right there. We're going to turn off our other two sounds. You can hear it right there. A bit of delay on that. You can hear that. Just the raw organic sound that you can work with. And there's a few different ones that I actually had a lot of fun with just building up. So we go back into another sound. We'll go for a bottle race. Go to our fourth sound. Let's go for glass smash. And we'll go back to this first one here, and we're going to change that to short glass hit. Make sure all of those are turned on. But I had so much fun messing with these, tuning them up to how I wanted them. Of course, you can mix in different effects as well. But I really like that aspect of the library, how you have a really nice mix of sounds. Now in all, you have about 150 different presets to mess with. That's not including your own creations with the sounds that are available to you. So you can dive as deeply as you want, or just work on the surface level and use the presets that they've created for you. But overall, I feel I've given you a good taster of what this library can offer. The piece especially shows the variety of sounds that you can get in, from that organic woodwind sound to more of those synthetic synthesizer textures as well. But overall, I really enjoyed working with this library. It was really fun at building up this demo and experimenting with the different sounds and effects and really messing with this module. It's a really fun one to tune and create your own sort of sound and modulation. So it's definitely one for those who like to tinker with sounds. And yeah, at the same time, you have a really good breadth to it. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think of this library? Is it something you'll veer towards? Let me know down in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.